Jesus Christ, really?
Don't forget to become a member of UnrealEntGaming's Patreon for exclusive manga content and early access. Isn't that right, Seth?
I already joined his Patreon today. Tons of great stuff on there, actually. But did you really have to blow up the city?
Yes.
Blew up the domino. You blew up the dominoes and you're laughing. Do you realize the f***ing crisis here?
And you will be next. Unless you subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications right now.
Or else what? You'll aggressively scream another man's name for several hours?
Kakarot! Kakarot!
Though your battle against the fifth strongest was never guaranteed to be an easy one, I understand the pain you are experiencing and need you to continue to fight Goku. You are without a doubt one of the greatest martial artists the world has ever seen. But if you fail to succeed here, then everything you've worked so hard for will be for nothing. Rise back up on your feet and continue to fight, Goku, because you will not be so lucky to be given a second chance to do it again.
As our story continues with Goku now being shown having to be rendered immobile by Budo, as he was now being shown laying down on the floor in a pool of his own blood. As with the Grand Priest also now being shown having to count Goku down, it was only upon Goku now being shown barely moving where Yoshido went on to comment, well, I guess for what it's worth, this wasn't all entirely for nothing, because at least we were able to get something of substance from the mortal that was decently entertaining. To which even with Whis being shown having to stand next to the Grand Priest as he was beginning to count Goku down, that was when Whis went on to then say to himself, oh, come on, Goku. How many times did you find yourself in this situation during our training only for you to rise back up? So please, don't let this be what keeps you down. As the Grand Priest went on to chime in, I will say, this doesn't look so good for your trainee, Whis. 6, 7, as with even Budo now being shown having to stare Goku down while he was on the ground, that was when Budo went on to then tell Goku, so much for the so-called strongest contender in the multiverse. If you know what's good for you, Saiyan, then you'll take this opportunity to stay down and save yourself the embarrassment of getting dropped like that against me again. You and I both knew this was going to inevitably happen, and so you're done for, Budo continues. Let this serve as being a painful reminder that even while using the power of others and not my own, you still came up short in hitting your mark. Now just imagine what it would have been like if I decided to take you seriously in battle. I tried warning you when I first laid eyes on you, didn't I, Saiyan? And so what did I say? You could never win, no matter how badly you try. And even if you decide to use any of the remaining lifelines given to you by the Grand Minister, then these two will be dealt with. Now stay down, Goku. 8, but then it was only upon the Grand Priest nearly counting Goku out where the Grand Priest went on to utter, oh, well, the Saiyan is moving, as Goku went on to barely get back up by telling Budo, wait, I'm not finished here. Not yet. Not like this. Our fight isn't over. Oh, look there, Yoshido chimes in. The Saiyan's still squirming around down there. Maybe from the looks of it, this fight isn't truly over between them after all. Oh, what is Budo doing down there, Akuma asks. To which, before you now know it, as Goku was shown having to struggle in standing back up, that was when Goku went on to then continue, I never would have expected to find myself myself fighting against enemies of my past like this, especially while those whom pushed me to dangerous points in my life when fighting them, but if I was able to overcome them then I can surely once again overcome them now. So I'm not finished, Goku says, as Akuma went on to chime in. I think you punished the Saiyan enough down there, Budo. It should be clear that this isn't going to keep him down, and so you should revert back into using your true power and end this rebellion once and for all. As Morley went on to turn his head by then responding, cocky little chimp, you are making a grave mistake, Goku. Splendid, the Grand Priest went on to shout. Son Goku was able to rise back up before the count of 10, which therefore now means that this battle involving both Budo and Goku will now continue, in which the very second Goku was from there shown jumping right back into Mastered Ultra Instinct. That was when Goku went on to continue by telling Budo, I had my back up against the wall my entire life, and even when I did, I always found a way to push through, and so if you think by using my own history against me is going to keep me down, then you've got another thing coming here in this fight, Budo. And so, let's continue, with Yoshido being shown clapping by giving it up for Goku by responding, oh, bravo, mortal, this Saiyan is quite the talker, isn't he? Yes, very brave of him to embrace the situation like this, especially when knowing that he can't win. Budo's overconfident attitude here is what the Saiyan seems to be feeding off of in order to push himself, Akuma says, which is why he needs to stop playing these games and instead end the Saiyan now before things get out of hand. As it was only just then with Morley now being shown dashing directly at Goku, that was when Morley went on to then tell him, maybe I should have hit you a little harder for you to understand then, Saiyan. To which even then, fortunately enough for Goku, as Budo was shown making his way towards him, Goku in fact did actually have a plan in doing what he could to stop him. We all of a sudden right then and there managed to see how Goku was able to stick his arms out as Goku went on to respond, maybe, but now it's my turn to show you that I'm not just some random pushover either. To which fortunately enough for Goku, as he was quickly now shown having to think on his feet by using the God Bind in stopping Budo in his tracks, even Budo himself now was seemingly going as far as to put this into question as Budo went on to ask, what is this? Why did I just stop like that? Wait, now I know. Yeah, so much for the strongest contender, right, Budo? Goku responds, in which just then with Goku now being shown unleashing the one-finger punch upon having to freeze Budo by using the God Bind, Goku was only now lucky enough to be shown having to find his opening in striking Budo directly in the heart, which now had resulted in Budo's body being shown flying out into the distance as Yoshido went on to shout, oh, don't tell me he's going to try and throw you out again, Budo. What are you doing? Don't let the little man do you like that. I should have expected as much. You and your rotten God Bind technique. As Whis went on to chime in, oh, please let this be what does it. You won't have many chances to try and wring him out, Goku. I'll make sure it works this time. As with Goku now being shown doubling down in firing a blast and making sure that Budo had wrung himself off from the stage, it was just upon Goku being shown having to fire this blast where Goku went on to respond, I think his body may be paralyzed for a moment after that. Yes, this is my chance then, as Akuma went on to shout, Budo, what are you waiting for? You are giving him one too many chances to catch you slipping. Revert back or we're tagging in. No, Budo shouts, I'm not done with him. To which upon the moment of contact, as a giant explosion was now seen taking place by the edge of the stage, it was only now during the middle of this explosion where the Grand Priest went on to chime in, oh, that was good. Even I wasn't expecting for Goku to use a paralyzing stasis technique such as that. Oh, well done. Yes, but of course, well, as you may already know, Whis. Oh yes, Whis responds, unfortunately I can feel it too. Oh, and this time it looks like it'll come at a much bigger surprise to Goku. There, Goku says. Now I'm not sure if that was enough to do any real damage to him or or not, but he can't still be actively remaining on the stage without something shifting in my favor here, Goku continues. I can't sense much behind that cloud of dust and smoke, but did it work? As out of nowhere, all of a sudden, that's when Budo went on to address Goku by then telling him, "Nothing you do will work. Nothing, Goku!" As to Goku's horrifying shock before him, this had now actually become the first time that Goku had now come face to face with none other than Cell Max, with even Goku himself now being taken back by this as Goku went on to shout, "Whoa, holy cow, is that Cell? He's huge! Wait, is that the Cell that Gohan and Piccolo battled on Earth? Oh crap, he's coming! Oh, what in the world? What in the heck is that thing supposed to be? He's gigantic," Yoshido went on to chime in, to which even with Goku now being shown barely having to avoid Cell Max's strike, that's when Goku went on to shout, "Gah, not only is he huge, but he's fast!" To which the second Budo was then shown having to use Cell Max's tail in swiping Goku down onto the ground. Budo from them by no means was going to allow for this opportunity to pass him on by, as Budo went on to lean on down and picking Goku up by telling him, "Come here, Saiyan, this is no time for you to take a nap just yet." To where as Cell Max was now shown having to crush Goku within his hand, that's when Budo went on to continue, "Did you honestly think that you were going to ring me out without me having a say in this? You might not be familiar with this enemy, but your son and your friends certainly would be. And so now I'm going to use every bit of this creature's size and power to crush you. I'm glad you didn't give up now, actually, because that only just means that I get to punish you a bit more before that fire that drives you completely burns away. Oh yeah, harder, Budo! Use that metal body to grind that Saiyan into the dirt," Yoshido shouts. "But how?" Goku asks. "Crap, I can't let this end with me being crushed." "Oh yeah, and so what are you going to do now, Goku?" Budo asks. "You can try and resist all you'd like. You're only delaying the inevitable." "No, I know it hurts and I know what you must be going through, but this is exactly what we've trained you for, Goku. You must resist," Whis went on to say to himself. "They weren't expecting for you to hold out this long, and so you must continue to prove them wrong." As the very moment Cell Max was now shown powering down in hoisting Goku up before slamming him down onto the stage, the overall situation for Goku now was not seeming as though it was leaning in his favor, as Yoshido went on to shout, "Oh, he bounced him like a ball with that one. Oh, quite the entertaining bout. Isn't that right, Takira? You've been awfully quiet since this tournament started." As Takira went on to respond, "The Saiyan shouldn't be taken so lightly down there. Now just watch and see," Takira says. To where as Goku was shown on the ground in having to look up and noticing how Cell Max was just about to crush him, that's when Budo went on to shout, "Now fade into obscurity beneath my feet, son Goku." "Oh, darn it, no, I won't be fading into anything, Budo." As even with despite Goku now being shown having to clutch onto Cell Max's foot in not allowing for himself to now be crushed, that's when Yoshido went on to ask, "Hey, why don't you just admit that you can't keep this going forever and give up, Saiyan? We all know you aren't going to have what it takes to overcome what Budo is continuously throwing at you, so what's the point?" "He's right, Saiyan," Budo chimes in. "In fact, how do you even know that this is all that there is within the moment? How are you so sure about who you're fighting here?" Wait, what? He's gone? But he was just here." "Oh no," he says. "Goku, watch your blind side next to you!" As it was only just then from out of nowhere with Goku being shown getting struck in the ribs by an energy blast, that's when the Grand Priest went on to chime in by responding, "Ah yes, this is the Budo that I remember. His ability to immediately reposition himself and morph into yet another new warrior while engaging Goku is nothing short of impressive, I must say. And so this was exactly what Budo was looking for," he continues. "He was looking for Goku to make a mistake." As from out of nowhere yet again, that was when Budo was now being shown taking the form of yet another Nightmare fusion, as the Grand Priest went on to then continue. "And so since Goku was caught making several by Budo, he is now starting to use those openings to further exploit Goku's weaknesses before he finishes him off for good, I'm afraid. And if anything, Budo is waging more of a psychological war against Goku than he is physical, the Grand Priest continues. Well, at least up until Budo decides to get serious, that is, as Goro went on to then tell Goku, "Surprise, Saiyan! For someone who believes that they could keep themselves 2 steps ahead of me, you sure do seem like you're having a difficult time staying ahead of me, Saiyan. Yes, I'm starting to see it when I glance into your eyes, mortal. You're hopeless," Budo says, "but it's like I told you. This is only going to gradually get worse for you the more you resist and accept what both we and you already know. Something's bound to break first," Budo continues, "and so let's see which one it is." To which the second Goro was shown having to dash at Goku, and from that point now being shown attacking him, even the Grand Priest himself now was going as far as to put the overall situation into question, as the Grand Priest went on to then ask Whis, "Say, Whis, does the mortal have a way of going beyond the level that he is currently in right now? Was he not able to evolve himself into discovering a new level to his Ultra Instinct form?" As Whis went on to respond, "I don't truly know. The power he needs is there because I've seen this for myself, but I'm not sure what seems to be preventing Goku from reaching into himself to unleash it." "Oh, just great," Goku went on to say to himself. "How did I manage to land myself against a guy like this? No, never in my wildest dreams did I ever expect to be facing off against yet another fusion from 2 of our toughest enemies from the past. No, but I'm a sitting duck out here unless I do something fast," Goku continues. "Oh, there's got to be a way to slow him down." As Goro went on to respond, "What happened? Slowing down on me already, Super Saiyan?" With Goku responding, "In your dreams, Budo, you're the one who will be the first to slow down," with Budo asking, "Oh really, Goku?" To where in the middle of Goku using instant transmission in trying to attack Goro from behind, Goro then surprisingly enough had gone as far as to now do the same, as Budo went on to continue, "Humor me, because how could I be the one who will be slowing down when I haven't even begun to accelerate yet? There is so much more to me than you can possibly see on the surface." As from out of nowhere now behind Goku, he was just then now being shown getting struck with multiple energy blasts being shown having to come from out of nowhere, as Goku went on to ask, "Oh, but where is he firing these attacks from like this? Hold on a second. Oh, I thought so. Those aren't just any ordinary energy attacks, they're sniper blasts." Well, it's starting to become more and more clear now, isn't it, the Grand Priest asks. Goku is unlike any mortal seen within the multiverse, and though powerful in his own way, he simply won't last out there and endure such things unless something were to change with him, the Grand Priest says. His body, though strong, can't defy time or punishment, but what matters most is the legacy that Goku will leave behind, as I'm sure he already left quite the impression on those he befriended and battled against, he says. But even then, you can see that he can only go so far and do so much against the Fifth. Though I am inclined to agree, Whis responds, I don't simply want to give up on the Saiyan until this is all truly over and done for, with the Grand Priest responding, I see. It almost sounds as though you seem to have formed a close enough friendship with the mortal, the Grand Priest continues. Yes, a very rare and unusual act to come from an angel, I would say, as it was only just then back within the ring yet again, we finally now get to see where exactly these sniper blasts were emanating from, as it looks as though Budo now had yet again created another nightmare fusion, as Grenoku Black went on to inform Goku by telling him, wasn't expecting for me to pull this one out of the hat, now were you, mortal? You truly baffle me, Saiyan. How was it that you even managed to anger the gods from other universes so much so that they even had to steal your own body and use it against you just to simply prove a point? Oh, and then on the other hand, you had an entire race of mortals slaughtered by the hands of your own Saiyan people simply because they were told to follow orders from a scrawny little loudmouth space colonizer, Grenoku says. Now, I don't know whether I should acknowledge your bravery or condemn your naivety, but either or, it's time to do to you what you were trying to do to me. Ah, now I see, Akuma chimes in. The old bait and switch counter method of melting your opponent's confidence first by confusing them, with Yoshido chiming in. Did Budo just say that the Saiyan waged war against gods from other universes as well? Talk about pressing your luck. To where the punishment did not stop there, because as soon as Grenoku Black was shown having to use his scythe, and from that point being shown having to lift Goku up by his shirt, that was when Budo had then gone as far as to tell Goku, just look at you, Saiyan, you have such a predictable heart that never folds, yet it's a pity that it beats within such a fool. You were given the chance to walk away, Grenoku says. You were given the chance to save yourself from the beating that you had coming, and for some strange reason, you decided to still try and fight us all anyway. And why is that? Because you had something to prove to yourself by fighting the strongest, he questions? You wanted to inflate your own pointless ego, and now it's going to cost you, he continues. We have been around for a very long time, Goku. We have battled among and against the best, and so we here, the four of us, have earned our spots as being the mightiest, with the Grand Priest being the strongest among them all, only second to the Omni King. Your pride as a Saiyan warrior will never allow you to see that. And so then it's already too late. Why? Simple, Grenoku says. Because you will lose. And so once you lose, you will then be destroyed. Rightfully so, of course. And so this was fun. I'll give you that much, because I enjoyed slapping you around this stage while it lasted. But now, now you will take your leave and exit this ring, Goku. Oh, yep, the Saiyan's done for, Yoshido shouts. Well, the mortal, I mean, not Budo's strange hybrid thing he morphed into, you know? As it was only just then within that moment, with Grenoku Black shown having to use his scythe in flinging Goku across the stage, that's when Whis went on to shout, "No, Goku! And I refuse to have you go out like this, and so remember what we did on Planet Endeavor! Control the flow of where your body is heading and stay in this fight," Whis shouts. And I can still sense fight within your heart, and so now fight, Whis continues. To which even then, all a while, when then going back onto Earth, in seeing as to how Piccolo was seemingly struggling against Cooler, it almost had now appeared as though there was nothing that Piccolo could do to even remotely stand up to Cooler, as Piccolo went on to then say to himself, "Damn it all, what is with this guy? He's too strong for me to fight head on like this, and so if I don't act and do something quick, then I'm done for. Oh, I didn't think I'd have to resort to this, but unless Gohan is able to get here fast enough, then I'm left with no other choice than to do what I've got to do in the meantime until help arrives." To which even then it didn't seem as though Cooler was letting up on Piccolo whatsoever, as Cooler went on to address Piccolo by telling him, "If this is all I kept hearing about from the great King Piccolo, then this was an absolute waste of my time. And unless you are hiding more power than the one you just displayed against me, then this is where your life comes to an end," Cooler shouts. "Goodbye, Namekian." To where before you know it, as soon as Cooler was shown having to blast down upon Piccolo, it was only from out of nowhere, to even Frieza's surprise, where all of a sudden a gigantic aura had now erupted in negating Cooler's blast, as Frieza went on to ask, "Oh, and what exactly may this be that I feel coming from the Namekian? I never felt power like this emanate from him before. What did he just do?" With Dende shouting, "Yes, do it, Piccolo!" "Well, I'll be," Cooler went on to chime in. "There was more to your power than you were letting off after all." As it was just then, to the surprise of everyone there, where Orange Piccolo was now shown having to stand before Cooler, as Orange Piccolo further went on to address Cooler by telling him, "You and your brother made a very grave mistake by choosing to come down onto this planet with the intention to do harm," he says. "And so if there is one thing that I can assure you moving forward, it's that neither you or your brother Frieza is going to be successful in getting what you want out of this. That much I can promise," Piccolo says. "And so if wanting to see my full power was what you wanted, then look no further than what you are seeing before you right now, Cooler." "Oh, now this is getting good," Cooler responds. "I didn't know that you filthy Namekians were able to ascend to such levels as the one that I'm seeing. Oh, and so now I'm beginning to wonder if you are worth having me do the same against you," as Frieza went on to ask, "He's different. Why is the Namekian orange instead of green? What sorcery is this? Since when was he able to do this?" Frieza asks. "I don't remember seeing him transform like this before," with Dende responding, "It's not sorcery, and so you weren't around long enough to see this one, Frieza. This is Piccolo's complete complete and full power, as from out of nowhere before Cooler could even react, Orange Piccolo from there was then shown having to make his move in punching Cooler in the stomach by telling him, maybe now you will start to understand that I am nothing like I just was, and so unless you are the one to evolve, then you're finished. You two picked the wrong planet to land on. Does it hurt? Piccolo asks. I hope your brother let you in on the fact that we here on this planet aren't ones who give up so easily, Piccolo continues. Though I guess now I'm going to have to show you on exactly what I mean. To which as soon as Piccolo was from there shown double axe handling Cooler down onto the lookout, that was when Frieza went on to chime in by responding, my, and here I thought that nothing changed on this rotten world, but it would seem as though I was mistaken. Now I'll have you know that this was quite the surprise that came from you, Namekian. I hope you know this, with Piccolo responding, a lot has changed since you were last seen here, Frieza. Yes, indeed I can see that it has, you worm. But now I'm curious about how you were able to gain such tremendous power since I last saw you. Did those two little god monkeys take you under their wing to help train you, Frieza asks. It would most certainly explain the change of color since those monkeys do love to switch color palettes, or maybe it was something else that you did to gain such power, and so which one is it? Neither way, you still won't beat my brother, especially not like that you won't, with Piccolo responding, what I did to acquire such power doesn't matter because the only thing that matters at the moment, Frieza, is making sure that you and your brother die before you are allowed to do us along with this planet any more harm. And to make sure that I stand behind what I say, Piccolo continues, I'm going to take care of your brother first before I go and take care of you. As Frieza went on to respond, oh, is that what you think is going to happen? Silly Namekian, we haven't even started to take you serious, and deep down, you know it. We are only just getting started, Frieza says. Don't believe me? Well, how about you go and have a closer look then, as from out of nowhere beneath Piccolo, he was only then quickly able to now spot an energy beam heading towards him as Piccolo went on to shout, darn, he's still kicking down there. To which even as he was now shown avoiding this attack, Piccolo went on to then say to himself, oh, that attack of his. Why does it look and feel as though I've seen this before? Oh, something's definitely going on with these two and I've got to find out what it is. To where from out of nowhere, the moment Piccolo was then shown striking right into Cooler's guard, that was when Cooler went on to then tell Piccolo, oh, a monumental display, Piccolo. Yes, not bad for a bug of your age. You didn't think this was over so quickly now, did you? Far from it, in fact, because now you've got me going, Namekian. What's wrong? Did I startle you with that last attack? As Piccolo went on to ask, oh, that attack just now was used against us by an enemy whom we've battled in the past that went by Moro. And so how is it that you were able to use his exact attack, Piccolo questions? Well, whatever it may be, I can't let you and Frieza rule the day and have your way with Earth, as it was only right then and there during that moment where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the top 5 strongest warriors in the multiverse manga chapter number 32 special then comes to a close. Now this seems to be bad on all fronts, even when considering what's happening to both Piccolo and Goku in another realm, as it really doesn't seem as though our heroes are going to be standing any chance against their respective oppositions. But to all of the questions that you might be harboring on where is this person, what about this, and where is Goku's new form, all of this I promise you will be answered very shortly. So I do want to reiterate by saying that patience is a virtue, and that's all I'm essentially asking for. To which again, if you want to be the first to get exclusive access and sneak peeks along with previews, videos, and so much more before it is posted onto the channel, then I would encourage you to become a member of my Patreon today, patreon.com/UnrealEntGaming, to where the links to that will be located down in the description box below and pinned comment section below as well. To which if you want to go ahead and support the work that we do on this channel in helping create more stories for you, then I would highly encourage you guys to become members today, and shout outs to all of the respective members that are currently a part of that community, because truth be told that if it were not for you guys, then we wouldn't be putting out the quality of content that we're putting out right now. So again, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so very much for your time. And once more, I do also want to say one thing, and that's not only can you guys expect to see Goku's new form very, very soon, but also for those who have been asking, where's Vegeta? I can promise you Vegeta is going to have a pivotal role going forward, but not quite yet, because of course, well, truth be told, timing is everything. So again, I do genuinely hope you guys had a great time. Thank you all so much for being being here to where once more, if you also just so happen to be new to this channel and of course love Dragon Ball, then I do encourage you all to head on over and smash that subscribe button. On top of giving this video right now a big fat thumbs up by smashing that like button down below, tune back in for more. And with all that being said, I want to once again thank you so much for your support and your patience, and I'll be seeing each and every single one of you down in the comment section below and in the next video. Take it easy guys and have a great day. Peace!
Hello! Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to UnrealEntGaming?
Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms, you sexy son of a bitch.
Roshi!
Silent Cell, me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch.
Roshi, the fuck?
God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell.
And we're demonetized.
Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video.